My name's Meek, I'm the Corporate Director at Carlisle City Council. I'm really sorry that I can't be with you in person today. However, there are members of my team around who will be very happy to speak to you if you've got any questions, or if you wish, do please email me. My email address will be up on the screen. Many of you will know me. I attend Carlisle Ambassadors on a regular basis, and it's usually at this point that I use this slot to bring you up to speed on the projects and initiatives we've been working on and what activity you'll be seeing happening in the city. Firstly, I would like to set out what we've been doing to ensure that we are ready to support Carlisle's economy as we emerge out of the current situation. We delayed producing our economic strategy while we carried out an assessment of the impact of COVID-19. This indicated that the projects we were working on would help address the emerging issues, particularly in the city centre and the high street, which has seen dramatic changes. In addition, to help support these activities, we'll be setting up a town centre task force, which will bring together a small group of people who will consider and coordinate initiatives to support the high street. And finally, before we move on to the projects themselves, I thought it'd be useful to let you know that the council have handed out nearly £56 million of grants to businesses over the last 12 months to help you through this particular difficult situation. The second image, which is on the left side of this slide, shows a new entrance to the rear of the station and will include cycle hub, replacement bus services and parking. These images show the proposal for the new university campus, creating a quadrangle around which the new building will be built. These buildings are designed to reflect the historic character of the buildings in the area. In addition to the projects are a number of programmes which will in themselves include projects. The PLACE programme aims to invest money into the smaller towns and villages which don't often have access to funding. In our case, Longtown has been included in the programme. Another programme is the Energy Master Plan. This will create a plan, a bit like a spatial local plan for energy and how our natural energy can be utilised locally. Digital connectivity, as we have seen this past year, has become an essential utility, and we're working on initiatives to achieve increased connectivity in the rural areas. And finally, the Destination Programme, which funds tourism projects, is a major part of our economy. The areas which are particularly relevant are Hadrian's Wall and cycling and walking initiatives. The next area I want to focus on is the Stronger Towns Fund. This was introduced in 2019 before COVID-19. We were aware of the changes in shopping habits and the impact these would have on the high street and had already started work on a plan. The Stronger Towns Fund, which includes the Future High Street Fund, the Towns Deal and the Accelerated Fund, were introduced at the right time for us as we already had plans in place. With regard to the Future High Street Fund, we applied for 13 million and got 9.1 million, and that is being spent on 4 major projects. Central Plaza, which, as you know, we removed almost 18 months ago now, and we will be looking for an alternative use for that site and working hopefully with a partner to deliver that. Reimagining Market Square, and that's about creating a space that will be fit for events, so as then we can increase the activity and the viability and vitality of the Market Square area. Pedestrian access on Devonshire Street, and that's providing basically pedestrian priority onto Devonshire Street, and then the redevelopment of 6 to 24 Castle Street, which is those properties at the entrance to Tully House. The Towns Fund, which also forms part of the Stronger Towns Fund, was a bid for 25 million, of which we obtained 19.7 million. It is wider than the Future High Street Fund in that instead of being focused on the city centre, it actually covers a larger area of the built-up area of Carlisle. It includes a number of projects. Start with the park, which links to St Cuthbert's Garden Village, which I'll talk about later. Carlisle Southern Gateway, which is a link between the station project that we've got in Borderlands and the wider walking and cycling activity. Market Hall redevelopment, taking on the Market Hall and actually redeveloping it into something which will attract smaller business in particular, maybe hospitality businesses. the Citadel's business infrastructure, which looks at how the Citadels would actually work, and the hub that will be included within the Citadels, the innovation hub, lighting up Carlisle, and then finally Tully House welcome and entrance. We obtained 19.7 million project, so we've got a total of nearly 30 million to spend in the city centre. At the same time, we also applied, there came available what's known as the Stronger Towns Fund, and that was £1 million of accelerated funding as part of that fund, and we applied for 2 projects. The Carlisle Riverside project, which is about site remediation and supporting residential development and city living on the Cardew area, and then the Bix Park Riverside project. As you can see on the screen now, there was an image of the Pod Cultural Village, which actually opened last week and is supporting business startups and encouraging greater use of the park, and is a really something innovative in the parks. A major strand in our economic strategy is St Cuthbert's Garden Village, which is a mixed-use development and will deliver around 10,000 new homes, new business space and associated infrastructure. Stage 2 of the master planning process has now been completed, and which has developed the concept in more detail, identifying how many schools, roads, drainage facilities will be required to support 10,000 new homes. In summary, in addition to 10,000 new homes, 20% will be affordable. There'll be 46,000 square metres of employment space, social infrastructure and local centres, as well as 225 hectares of green and blue infrastructure. So it's not just about actually developing homes, it's about developing communities, and that's really important to the communities in that area, and also fits very neatly into the health and well-being theme that we have today, because it's very important that the people who live in the St Cuthbert's Garden Village are naturally healthy and have access to open countryside. A major part of the Garden Village is the Southern Relief Road. £134 million of funding has been obtained from the government to deliver the road, and the County Council are now on with this project. The big challenge, as I've said, is delivering a garden village and the principles and visions that we have set. We have therefore applied to the government for funding to explore the best way to deliver the garden village, and have successfully obtained £750,000 to explore setting up a development corporation. Linked to this is the landscape design competition, which has invited landscape design companies, both nationally and internationally, to design the first phases of the park, and that competition is ongoing now. Looking to the future, the projects and initiatives that we have started to develop for the future, and that I will keep you informed of, is with an application for Levelling Up Fund for Tully House, a bid for £17 million to really reconfigure Tully House to make it more accessible to visitors and to the local community. A rural strategy to build on the Borderlands growth deal and identify actions which will support the rural economy. And then we've started to look at new government initiatives which are emerging, the Shared Prosperity Fund and the Levelling Up Fund white paper that will be emerging this autumn. What we mustn't forget is climate change. That is a big issue for us, and a lot of the work we're doing will help address some of the issues locally in terms of climate change, both the Energy Master Plan and St Cuthbert's Garden Village. And then finally, as part of the Borderlands Partnership, we have actually applied to be City of Culture. A bid has been put in on behalf of the Borderlands Partnership, and we'll keep you informed as that moves forward. And then, finally, I've got 2 images to show you in terms of projects that we have been, as a council, actually doing to the property that we own. So you will have seen the Sand Centre. The Leisure Centre is going up very quickly now. You can see that this image shows the outer framework. This is really exciting and will bring all our sporting facilities together in one place. Also extremely important in terms of health and well-being. And then finally, there's an image here of the Civic Centre. And we are now in the final stages of refurbishing the ground floor of the Civic Centre to create a new customer contact centre, a new entrance to the city council offices, and which will provide more facilities, including council chamber and conference facilities. In conclusion, the city over the next couple of years will see over £300 million of investment in the city and the wider area, which will truly be transformational. And thank you for all your support, and I look forward to seeing you at the next Ambassadors meeting.